Hello everyone, Cesare here with more Final Fantasy XIV. As you can see, Miro is here. I accidentally clicked on the NPC instead of the turn-in here, so Ardarshi is already ready to talk. I haven't shared screens with PM yet, but she and Silly are joining us today.
Hello.
No.
So, what we're going to do is I'm going to share screens with the two of them, and then we're going to do this cutscene. We're going to get our next step of the animal weapon started. I've already almost finished it, but I couldn't quite finish it, so. Hello, Juba. Juba's notifying us that I just started watching my own stream.
Ah, well, that's good.
Hello, John. Alright, so, can you see that?
Yes.
Alright, you may begin.
Miro, you are returned. Excellent.
Like the bloody gods. Maybe now you can stop gibbering like a bleeding opa and tell me what happened out there. I'm guessing things went well.
Have you not listened to a word I've said? Miro believes the anima has achieved cognitive self-awareness, manifesting itself as corporeal form independent of the receptacle you created.
I've had it up to here with your bleeding cogs and corpses. Speak plain, boy.
Having experienced battle together with Miro, the anima has melded with your weapon. More than that, the anima may have taken on a unique physical form. It spoke to you? Remarkable. But what did it sound like? And what did it say? It said, I hate Ardashir. Amazing. The anima is already learning how to communicate. Oh, if only my master were here. I can hardly wait to see what else it is capable of.
And I looking forward to going home. Anyway, give us the weapon, will you? I'll bet there's still room for improvement somewhere or other. Alright. Yes, I know my inventory is chock full of crap right now. The fuck? Alright, we're gonna get the Rising Suns Awoken. It's gonna take my weapon from 170 to 200.
Yay!
Like I said, I'm actually almost done the next step as well, but I'm missing 4 items for it. I'm also going to adjust the volume in that because I forgot. Like I said, I accidentally hit the NPC before doing all that. What? I tell you, better than new. If that animal was sleeping before, it sure as hell ain't sleeping now. Never seen a weapon do that in all my years in the trade.
What an exquisite glow. It's as if the anima could burst forth at any moment.
Look at those fist weapons, everyone. The nice swirl it's got going on there.
If so young an anima was able to take form of its own volition, imagine what it might become given time. A force that shines bright enough to make the very stars burn with envy.
There. Alright, so give me a second. I'm going to adjust my settings so that you guys can actually hear the music. The anima weapon has awakened from its slumber, ascending to new heights of power. Alright, so. This way, you guys can't tell when I swap screens for whatever reason. I usually play somewhere around there for volume. How's the music right there? Should be good. If it's too loud or too quiet, let me know and I'll turn it up or turn it down. Anyway, how's everyone doing? We got John, we got Silky Kittens. John says hello to Wintrigue and Silly.
Hello. I don't have the chat open right now. I just woke up.
Alright, let me equip my new weapon. There we go. And, speak to Dashir, we're going to do the quest Coming Into Its Own. Please note that upon completing the quest Coming Into Its Own, you will receive an anima weapon for a monk. Take this quest as a monk. We're going to get something called the Verathragna. Adarshi is concerned about the anima's growth. Changing classes or jobs will prevent progress during this quest.
The Anima's growth thus far is well beyond what I expected. By absorbing ether during our travels, it has matured enough to take on a form separate from the weapon and even speak to Miro. To grow so quickly would have required a substantial amount of ether. However, the Soul Stone is not without its limits. As it continues to absorb ether and grow, I fear it may not bear the strain of further development.
You're telling me after all the work I did, the animal could swell up like a bombard and burst? You better have a plan to fix it, because I sure as hell ain't starting over.
Who exactly do you think you're talking to? This is my life's work. Short a time as that may be, of course I have a plan. If we can reinforce the Soul Stone and increase its capacity for etheric energies, it should remain stable. I will speak with Rowena and see to collecting what we require.
You had me fooled when you was begging and pleading with those Charlatans with good books before. Good to know your incompetence was only for show. Well, seeing as you have everything under control, if you don't mind, I think I'll...
Run off to some tavern to get deep in your cups. Sadly, you haven't the time nor the coin for it. Not when you have a new weapon to make for our friend Miro here.
A new weapon? Let's finish fixing the one she has now. What the hell do you see you need another?
Just as we develop and change over time, it is only fitting the anima should as well. Or do you mean to tell me you were always such a gentleman, even as a child?
It never ends, does it? Fine. If it'll help me settle me debt with Rowena, you'll have your bloody weapon. If we're attaching the Soul Stone to a new weapon, we're gonna need materials for conducting ether. That's where you come in. I need you to go and fetch me some enchanted rubber, fast-riding carbon coat, fast-acting elegant catalyst, and divine water. I know a lass in Mordona what sells them. Christiana's her name. Like as not, you'll find her keeping a corner somewhere at the House of Splendors. They won't come cheap, but you're a resourceful sort. I'm sure you'll think of something. Ha! Fuck you, Geralt. I've already gotten them. Well, most of them.
Almost.
Yep, I'm very close. Alright, so we're gonna go talk to Christiana? Oops, no, fuck off. Anyway, Helldog, hello! I am doing excellent. It's nice to see you back. We're just getting...
Welcome back.
Yeah, we're just getting another step of the anima weapon done here. The anima weapon is a multi-step weapon that gets stronger each time you do it. I'm already working on later steps of the quest. I know that sounds odd, but yeah, I've been working on it since about level 57. I started getting the pieces together. Because unlike the Zodiac weapon, you can actually do that. Yeah, it's a multi-step weapon. Here's what my current one looks like. It's this fist. It's got swirlies around it. It's pretty awesome. Alright, there's Christiana.
A customer. A customer. You are a customer, aren't you? I mean, I realize this isn't a proper stall, but I do have wares to sell. That's if you're willing to buy them. Have you come to buy my wares? Ether conductive materials. I think I have what you're looking for, but it won't come cheap. Truth be told, I don't get buyers for these items all that often, but now that I have you, my new favorite customer, I'm sure to turn a profit, and then I can build a stall of my very own. But I don't want your Gil. No, dealing with Gil is much too messy. What with all the counting and sorting and finding a place to... Bartering is much simpler, don't you think? There are a few things I'd be willing to trade for, if you're interested.
The goods requested by Christiana can be obtained through various means, including dungeons, beast tribe quests, and crafting. Speaking with other players and share information to discover how to find them. Alright, so basically, she's going to want a set of few things. I can get everything but the fast-acting catalyst because I have 10 unidentifiable bones and 4 adamantite Francesca, so we're going to get one of these. Exchange. Look at that. A highly collectible bone appears to be from a creature not recorded in the Rheimdall Codex. A small throwing axe forged from adamantite. Anyway, she wants those for that. A fast-riding carbon coat. Born of elegant ingenuity, this aether chemical concoction is said to rapidly increase a gem's hardness. So, she wants 10 unidentifiable shells, which are the same thing, shells from a creature not recorded in the Rheimdall thing, and titanium alloy mirrors. A reflective surface on this mirror has been achieved through countless days of buffing and polishing. Again, we're going to get one of these. Divine Water. Water believed to be blessed by the 12, used to exorcise powerful demons from worldly items. And she wants ore and a dispelling arrow. Not actually an arrow, but rather a warding charm carved into the shape of one. Interesting. Unfortunately, they haven't been very adventurous in this one. With weapon procs, so no, they don't get those. And then we have the fast-acting elegant catalyst, which is dubbed a god in the machina by those who first discovered it. Modern scholars have yet to discover not only what the catalyst agent contains, but exactly how it functions, understanding only that the substance is required to quickly strengthen the properties of certain materials. And I have only 6 out of the 10 seeds, but I have the king cakes. So
Yum.
we will get the rest of them later this week, and next week we will advance this storyline. So, we have a stronger weapon, let's move on. So,
It's a good thing you can't accidentally eat the king cakes.
yeah, well, I moved them to a spot in my inventory.
But I mean, like
I put everything...
they're not edible at all.
Yeah, I put everything in my, for my quests in this last slot. So I always know where they are and that I don't accidentally use something or sell something, like when you could sell the unidentifiable bones. I think, Silly, was it you who sold some of them?
I don't
know.
remember that.
There's somebody in the FC who accidentally sold, who accidentally sold a bunch of unidentifiable stuff.
It wasn't me.
Surprisingly.
No, you know how I am about selling items. I'm paranoid as hell.
It's true. Alright, so everyone, this marks Silly's return to the stream. He had been away for various reasons these past few weeks, so he's going to return to lending his voice to the stream. Anyway, Nidhogg, it just boosts stats right now. Hopefully in Stormblood they get a little more adventurous with procs, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of balancing.
Yeah, they don't want to go through the effort of balancing it, which is one thing I like about WoW, is they put all these cool procs in there, and sometimes it does unbalance, but whatever. Alright, so we're going to talk to Tataru here.
The search for our missing friends continues. Should I learn something, I'll be sure to let you know.
An Alphanode. An uncertain future. Alphanode wishes to share the latest developments in the search for the missing scions. Fortuitous timing, as always, Miro. Tataru was about to brief me on the search for our missing comrades. If you would be so kind, then.
Absolutely. You'll be pleased to hear that Rio and his men have been making excellent progress. You remember how Flahamin helped me to escape the Crystal Braves and Limsa Laminta, only to then disappear? Well, according to Riol, she crept aboard a ship bound for Razatan, where she's been hiding ever since. He assures me that it won't be long before we're reunited. As for Ida and Papillamo, the remains of their link pearls have been found, and in Pearl Lane, of all places. Riol thinks they must have disposed of them after escaping from the Royal Promenade.
Yes, that would make sense. They could not risk being eavesdropped upon by our betrayers.
We're all but certain they fled their city shortly after, though we still don't have a clue where they went.
I see, and what of Thancred and Minfilia?
I'm afraid I have nothing new to share about those two, but it's not all doom and gloom. The good news is we've enlisted the services of a Charlayan scholar, one of the students of Baldessian, to aid in the search, who should be arriving any day now.
One of the students, you say? I should very much like to meet this scholar, if time permits. But first we must attend to a more pressing matter. Sir Amalric has summoned the two of us for a private audience. The messenger did not specify what he wished to discuss, only that it was urgent. Assuming you have no objections, Miro, I suggest we proceed to the congregation forthwith. And mayhap we can meet with the scholar afterwards, agreed?
In that case, I think I'll return to the Forgotten Night for now. Things are liable to fall apart if I'm gone too long, you know.
Alright, so, sorry about that. Okay.
Whoa. Sillier microphone.
Shh. The more you talk, the more people hear it.
Sorry.
Hello? Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. I think, Silly accidentally pulled out his headset mic,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, the Toonlock. I haven't actually played Tales of the Borderlands, but I actually want to play it. It looks interesting, but I want to play the other Borderlands games first. The only experience I have with Borderlands is I played Borderlands 2 with some friends, and they rushed through it, with Silly being the only one to stop and do things with me. So I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Sorry, Juba, that's what happened. So next time I actually play the game, I'm going to go slowly and take it all in. As far as weapon procs goes, I feel ya, Helldog. I too would like there to be more procs on weapons, but alas, we get what we can give, or what we're given. And Final Fantasy XIV is absolutely gorgeous, so if we continue to get awesome looking zones and such, then you know what, procs I can do without if
The
absolutely
weapons
needed.
look cooler than WoW's.
That is true.
Generally. I mean, some of the legendaries in WoW looked cool, like when doing their effects, but
It all comes down to the creators and what they actually want to put into the game, though, and what they want to code, because
yeah. Plus, it's essentially legendary for every class, every battle class that is.
The Lord Commander is within. Pray proceed, miss. Alright, I don't know if this is voiced or not.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
It is voiced.
We quite understand. What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new archbishop. But in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence? After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed. I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number questioned our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the Broom. Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order. But such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
We wish to treat with the dragons of Annex Trine. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
Annex Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor? Thank you, my friends. Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
Nidhogg, if they ever remade FF11, I'm certain that they'd do it with voices this time over.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core. For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens. Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength. Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
There we go. Toonlong, you were mentioning Tales from the Borderlands there. Are there classes in that one, or is it like Like number 1 and 2, or do they just give you a set character and you build from there? The journey at least should pose little difficulty this time. Alright, Windrig. Can you see that?
Yeah. I know little of the lands of these dragons call home, Annex Shrine. Had you not agreed to escort me, the coming journey would seem a far more daunting prospect.
I confess, I myself once shuddered at the thought of it, yet even the longest journeys begin with the first step, does it not? But ere we set forth, Miro and I must needs inform our comrade of our plans.
Very well, I shall see to my preparations.
Then let us bid farewell to Tataru, Miro. It's Telltale. Yeah, that's true. Concerning Telltale, actually, or Borderlands, I was worried that with Borderlands 1 and 2, they would have basically fattered out all of their humor in the first and second game. Is Tales of the Borderland, did they keep up their humor? Because that series, I remember being pretty funny from what I saw of it. I thought you might want to tell her. Would you rather I did all the talking?
So, what was your secret meeting all about? I'm all ears. Diplomatic mission and extraction, you say? Well, I suppose that does take precedence. But should your meeting with Vidofnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with the Ishgard in Idleshire. She'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but the scholar just happens to be...
Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavor to join Ishtola, but if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let us be off, Miro. We have kept the first commander waiting long enough.
Such a jerk to Tataru.
He was. Okay, so it's a little more serious than the other ones. I gotcha. Sometimes that's needed, but sometimes people need to realize too is that not every game has to be completely serious. World of Final Fantasy is my example. That game is fantastic. Alright.
You're ready then. Good. So am I.
Alright, so I can get hot chocolate, creme brulee, almond cream croissant, and
Got it.
urchin loaf. Alright, let's get the urchin loaf. It sounds awful.
Everything else sounded great.
Breaking the cycle. Alpha Node is ready to escort Lucia to Annex Shrine. The path is long but known to us. From Falcon's Nest we shall cross the western highlands and make for Tailfeather in the Gervanian forelands. There we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await. Why would I do this? Why wouldn't I just teleport to Annex Shrine? I have said ability to do so. You fuckers.
They don't know that, apparently.
Apparently they don't. Juba's hungry now. So, Lonk, can you make classes in it? I'm always interested in the games that people are playing, so. Like I said, Silly got me to download Portal Knights, which I gotta take some time and play with you eventually, Silly.
Yeah, it's very adorable.
What is that?
I don't know anything about it. Silly would have to explain.
I know very little about it.
Strange. This is only my third visit to Tailfeather, yet the first feels as though it were a lifetime ago. Alright, and Lucia?
I always imagined that the first time I set foot upon Giovanni Too would be at the head of an army. And here I am ready to retreat with the brothers and sisters of mine enemies.
Full well do I know that how difficult it can be to set aside the past. Though it was I who first proposed recruiting Ysael to our cause, I questioned the wisdom of my words as soon as I had uttered them, and for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands. Men, women, children, all slain in the same name of the implacable Lady Ishgard. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side, she fought in service to the greater good, even under her dying breath. And while that does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she will be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace.
You ask much, Master Alfanur. Yet who can say what might come to pass? So, should our negotiations bear fruit?
Yes, of course. We must press on to Annex Shrine if you would follow me. Alright, can I just teleport over there? I could. But instead, let's fly a dragon over there. Yeah, flying mounts. I'll re-screen share in a moment.
So, what is Portal Knights?
I believe you were here when I said I'm not really sure how to describe it because I only played it for a little bit.
Oh, but you got Miro to get it.
Oh, it looks like a really fun game. It's like a mixture of some sort of like adventure game and then Minecraft and then like an RPG and it's multiplayer.
I looked at the screenshots and was like,
I should look into it.
I looked at the screenshots and I was like, alright, this looks interesting enough to try.
If Miro's playing it. You know?
Sure.
You want to try?
Sounds like it would run on my computer.
You want a dragon to fly on? Me too. Me too. Hey look, there's Escas. Where's Vidofnir? There she is. Alright. Let us share screens. There we go. Can you see that? Vidofnir is a lady dragon.
Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Isiel. But this one I do not know.
Pray, forgive us this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. May I present to you Lucia, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend.
It is an honor to meet you, Vidofnir. I am come as an envoy of Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed your kin to be the architects of this war, but now we know the truth. That King Thordan and his Knights 12 did willfully betray and murder the great worm Ratatsos, shattering the peace between our peoples.
For the record, that's pronounced Ratatosker.
Yeah. For 1,000 years, our leaders conspired to conceal this truth. Truth which was at last laid bare by the warrior of light, the Azure Dragon and Isael. Alas, a deception so intricately wrought cannot be undone in a moment, and our people labor to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace could at last be within our grasp? Yet dream as we must, as Isael once did. And we must make that dream a reality. She could not. We humbly beseech you, but oftener join hands with us in friendship once more, before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, knight. However, I cannot yet give you an answer. May I ask why? This matter concerneth my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold, even as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. Then we will await. After 1,000 years at war, we shall not give up on peace for want of patience. Fear not, knight. Thou shalt have mine answer within thy lifetime. So soon, my humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith until we meet again.
Alright, so, yeah, Helldog, pets in this, like the mini pets, like the dodo I'm about to summon, which is adorable. Look at that dodo. Look at it. Just look at it.
Dodo.
Anyway, these guys don't fight with you. They're kind of just cute. They do things. You can...
They're not allowed in dungeons.
Yeah, you're not allowed to bring them into dungeons either, but you can, like, do emotes at them, like hand over and feed them and such, which is cute.
Clap.
And if you clap, they attend you.
And poke sometimes.
But these ones like this, but like I said, they created Lord of Verminion, which is like a tower defense game using your minions. However, Summoner and Scholar and Arcanist can summon pets to fight with them. Scholars get 2 fairies, Arcanists get carbuncles, and Summoners get Edgies, they're called, or Eggies. I don't know how the fuck that word's pronounced, but they're basically just masked mana in the form of some of the primals you fight in the game, like Ifrit, Garuda, and Titan. My biggest complaint about summoners is they're not literally summoning anything, they're just evoking energies. So they're basically evokers and not summoners. Alright, going on. Complaint over. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well.
To be frank, I am surprised our proposal was not rejected outright. Whether aught will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons. But you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now.
Well, if you have no further need of our services, we shall continue on to Charlayan. We hope to welcome a scholar who has agreed to aid us in the search for our missing comrades.
Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was, and thank you again for sparing the time to assist us even when such grave matters remain unresolved.
I can think of no graver matter than a 1,000-year war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice it to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain.
Of that I have no doubt, Master Alfred. I only hope the fates will not hold you to your word.
Summoners have never been a favorite of yours, Helldog? Yeah, I can understand that. Sorry, we got a lot of story to go through today, so... And as my stream is primarily for story, that's what you're getting here. I like Summoner in this. I do like how it plays, but
I don't.
I feel like Summoner is a misnomer and that it's not adequately named. And Silly, I know I asked you to come voice things today, but I completely forgot that it seems to be all Alphanode and other ladies.
It's okay.
Alphanode is eager to set out for Charlene. So, it would seem we have time to greet the scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Minfilia and Thancred. I can only assume she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous with Ishgard in Idleshire. Once again, I'm just going to teleport because I'm lazy as shit.
Oh my god. Miro.
Hello.
I'm looking in the auction house on MapleStory, and one of the recent postings is a 10-week stay chair, which is a hospital bed. And it says, the tooltip, what's better than recreating that time you broke your spine in half at band camp?
I have a question. How would you break your spine in half at band camp?
It can happen.
But band camp.
Yes. But what
I love the
horrible accident
references
had to
on
have
this.
taken place to break your spine at band camp?
Let's recreate that.
Another conspicuously uneventful journey. It would seem we are destined not to be late. Alright. Ishtola, you ready, Pac-Man?
Mm-hmm. Miro, it is good to see you. I confess I had assumed your business in Annex Shrine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Vidofner go well?
As well as can be expected, she must discuss Sir Imric's proposal with Hraesvelgr, of course, but she seemed amenable to the suggestion. What of our Charlene guest? Has she arrived yet?
She has, but when I explained that you would be joining us, she asked if she might use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside on Front Bridge. We should be on our way.
Okay, so while I'm heading up there, I gotta ask, because I haven't asked you guys today, how is everyone doing? Helldog, how has your Saturday been? John, I know you're at work, but how has it been so far? Long, what's going on? I know you were playing Tales of the Borderlands, but has your Saturday been fruitful otherwise? Silky Kittens, I believe, is here. Silky Kittens yawned. How are you doing, Silky? Have you woken up yet? Alright, we'll talk to Alphanode here. Wait, back in Ishgard, what was she trying to tell me?
It would seem we are early. Shall we wait?
Alright, it's been uneventful. This is probably voiced. I seem to remember it being voiced, so...
Easier for us,
Yes, indeed.
but not for the dodo.
Yes, this character, make sure you voice her properly, not like you do in your stream.
Eh?
Exactly. Alright, I'll let you know if it's voiced.
Oh.
It is.
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Sharlayan motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, miss. And who is that I spy but young Alphonode Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
We, Miss Kryle and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Kryl.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking. Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea. Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best that you explain your plan to her in person.
All right, so upside here, we get to go to Matoya's lair and hear the awesome Final Fantasy I music. Downside is I have not gotten all the flight points or Aether Currents for this area. I am missing 4 of them and 4 of the quests. So sorry, I didn't have time. Oh, I probably had time, just didn't do it. Either one of those answers suffice.
I totally forgot about Kryl.
Let's whisper go our way over there.